right, well, welcome to this beginner yoga class. I hope that you're here because you are excited to learn something new, or maybe again you have been doing yoga in the past and you're back to the practice. So there's lots of reasons to join beginner yoga, and I'm happy that you're here for this practice. So now that your yoga mat is laid out, let's have a seat on it. And this is maybe where you're gonna wanna sit up on a block or a bolster or some object that elevates your hips if that's more comfortable. Otherwise, just sitting up nice and tall here with your shoulders relaxed and your heart reaching forward. So here I want you to close your eyes as we begin and just find a very comfortable breath that moves in and out through the nose and provides a really great opportunity for you just to check in and settle in. Now, sometimes the breath can be confusing in yoga, especially in the beginning. So it's all about inhaling through the nose. And then your goal is to try to exhale out that exact same way. So push the breath out, and then you'll feel it also hiss down the back of the throat. Good, let's do that again. Inhale. And then exhale, feel it hiss. Good, one more time. Inhale. And a nice exhale. Good. When you're ready, inhale, blink your eyes open. And then let's just take a gentle seated twist to the right. So turn and look over the back shoulder. Your hand is holding your knee as you rotate. Stomach muscles are engaged. Twist, twist, twist. And then exhale, let's go to side two together. So rotate, rotate, rotate. Nice long spine as we twist. Good. Shift back through center and we'll transition to hands and knees, tabletop pose. So if your knees are tender and maybe the floor is hard, remember to pad it with a little towel under your knee or maybe two mats. Let's put the top of the feet down, and then you're going to inhale, pick up the heart. And then on your exhale, I invite you to tuck your chin, round out your back, and really push it up into the ceiling. So find that nice range of motion. Good, and then exhale, carefully take your time. We're gonna curl our toes. We're gonna lift our butt into the air for downward facing dog. All right, so maybe looking back at your feet can feel a little scary, especially since you're noticing that your head is below your heart. So making sure that that's healthy for your heart rate and for the rest of your body here. And then on your next breath, I just want you to walk your feet with bent knees up to your hands so that we land together in what we call a forward fold, okay? So your feet are open about 6 to 8 inches apart. And then I just want you to take your hands, put them on your low back. It's called your sacrum, your lumbar spine. And you're just going to kind of pull on your back with both hands as you bring yourself deeper into your forward fold. So feel that sensation of folding over your legs as you hang on to your back muscles. And then you're going to keep holding your back as you start to round all the way up, eventually making your way into a standing posture. Good. Rest your hands by your sides. And let your palms face forward, engage the muscles in your core, okay? So tight stomach here. Let's sweep the arms up into the air. Bring the hands together and start to lean back. So standing back bend. And then exhale, hands are gonna come through the heart. Notice how I bend my knees to fold forward. Once you get to the bottom, halfway lift. So you wanna stick out your butt. Reach your chest forward, and if the ground is too far away, slide your hands to your shins for a nice flat back. Good. Put your hands back on your yoga mat for me, and let's step the left foot back into a lunge. So in a lunge position, look at your front right knee, line it up with your right ankle. Press firmly through your back heel, and then really start to feel the pull in this back left hip flexor. Really be aware of where your right knee is. A lot of people, when they do yoga, they're way up here with their knee, so their heel is up and their knee is way forward. Don't let that happen. Keep your alignment. Good. Step back, feet together. Halfway lift again, front of the mat. Exhale, fold. Take your right foot now, step it back. So again, create this nice space. Knee is lined up over ankle, heart is reaching forward. And again, you're creating that space in your hips, and your knee isn't way out here, right? Your heel is down and your knee is stacked right over it. 3, 2, and then big step, feet together, top of the mat. Good. Let's put our hands back onto our back and stand up. So that just teaches us to engage the back muscles throughout the practice. Now, we're going to stand on our right foot. I want you to pull your left knee to your chest. So we call this a basket when you interlace the fingers. And I want you to take your basket over your shin. And then stand up as tall as you can. Core is firmly engaged. And I really want you to push down through your right foot. So find the muscles in your right butt cheek. Good. Take your arms up into the air. Hold. 4. Pretend there's a zipper. Lift up your belly button. 3, 2. Good job. Take your hands down. And then can you shift your chest forward as you take your left leg back? It's called Warrior 3. Holding 3. If you're near a wall, feel free to use it, especially if you're going to fall over. 2. Bring your knee all the way back up, slow and controlled. Again, in beginner yoga, maybe it's the balance that gets you. Maybe it's just the fatigue standing on one leg. Exhale, release. Other side, okay? So you're going to bring the right knee to chest, reach up and over the shin, stand up tall. Good. So for example, like someone would be in beginner yoga if they don't know yoga and they're working on just learning the poses, but maybe they're super athletic. So bringing their knee to chest and standing in place is simple, right? Or maybe just this idea of movement and forcing yourself to find balance, reach your arms up, is what you're trying to work on, because instead your body is go, go, go all the time. Or maybe it's just that concept of wanting to move, finding the right amount of flexibility. So here we go. Try to make that transition. Your arms come down. Your heart lifts, which is what we call a cobra chest. So it's reaching forward. And again, find the wall nearby, okay? Gentle hold. Or take those arms back. 3. Really hard balance. 2. Come all the way back. Maybe you start to feel those shakes. And then release. Hands to heart. And then by the side. Good job. Now, what I want you to do is step your feet wide on your yoga mat. So you may have to turn, or maybe your mat is already set up like this. And then you're just going to pivot your right foot forward. So I want you to turn your foot forward, line it up with your middle toe for me. And then your back foot, if you notice, is turned in so that you're creating kind of a 12 o'clock alignment with your right foot, and then a 9 o'clock alignment with your left foot. Bend your right knee. Now, knee stacks over ankle, which you learned in the first pose, and then look at my stomach. I'm not turning towards my front knee. Stay open in the middle. So you want to feel straight down. Take your arms up. And then exhale, let them land front and back. Look forward over your right arm. This is called Warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the right leg. And then exhale, let's bend it. Nice. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. One more time. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend your knee. Good. Hold. Remember your breath. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, relax. And now you're going to straighten the right leg. Let the hands move to the hips. Turn the right toes in. Good. Now we're going to pivot the left toes to the back of the mat. So now the left toes are facing 12 or 6 o'clock, right? And then my right toes are ideally facing 3 or 9 o'clock. Bend the knee. And again, a lot of times we turn forward. But I want you to stay open. This is a hip opening pose. And then as you look forward over your left arm, set your arms up. Virabhadrasana B, Warrior 2. Straighten. Breathe in. Exhale. Bend. One more. Hopefully you can hear my breath. Hands to your hips, straighten the leg, turn the toes in. Now this is called a wide-legged stance. Pretty simple reason why, because your legs are wide apart. But it will help you to remember wide-legged, narrow stance depending on where we're standing on our mat. So place your hands back on your low back where we've had them before. Inhale, back bend. And then exhale, you're gonna bend your knees just a little bit. Start to fold forward, get to the bottom. And then let your hands come down to the yoga mat. Now you may not be able to go as far as I am, and that's okay, or maybe you can go further. But allow your knees, so kneecaps, let them bend a little bit, okay? Try not to lock out. And then try to look back between your feet. See if sending your gaze in that direction feels good. It's important in yoga to be comfortable with this idea of looking back in other places. That's called your drishti. It's where your eyes move to during a yoga pose. Put your hands back on your back. Bend your knees a little bit. Come all the way up. Nice work. And then back to where we started. So pivot and step. Top of the mat, arms by the side. It's called Tadasana, mountain pose. Let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, you're gonna grab your left knee, bring it in tight to your chest. Now, standing on your right foot, raise both arms up to the sky. And then exhale as you reach back, warrior three, holding 3. Engage your core. 2. And then inhale, come back up, try not to fall. Nice range of motion, nice balance. Release your hands, side 2. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hug right knee to chest. Nice work. Inhale, pause. Make sure this standing leg, see my left leg is straight. Arms rise on your inhale. Pivot on your exhale. Find your shift, your range of motion. Good. 3. And you may be wobbly, your back leg may not be straight, it's okay. 2. And then inhale, knee to chest, bring your arms back up, long spine, reach. Good, fold forward, so feet together, put your hands on your yoga mat. Take a flat back to lengthen, so that's called Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, take this left foot, step it back again. So remember, we were in a lunge here when we first started class, and we talked about alignment, knee and ankle, so hold on there. Now, here's that fun transition. Pivot your back foot, heel down. And then where are we going? Warrior 2, right where we were before. Good, so it's called a windmill. Watch again if you need to. I went right with the ball of my foot in a lunge. I anchored my heel. I reversed the windmill. And I landed in warrior 2. And I'm gonna straighten. And I'm gonna bend. So twice more together. Straighten. And bend. Last time, straighten leg. Exhale, bend the knee. Now cartwheel, ready? Hands down. You're on the ball of the back foot. Now, big transition to the back of your yoga mat. We're gonna go to down dog. 1, 2, 3. Step back with your right foot and then land. So in downward facing dog, your butt is facing the sky and your chest is reaching back toward your thighs, okay? Your knees are slightly bent and so are those elbows. Good, breathe out. On your next breath, walk your feet with bent knees all the way up to your hands. Exhale, please fold forward, booty up, head down. Hold your back. Inhale, rise all the way up. Reach your arms up, lean back. And then here we go, hands through the heart, fold forward. Take a flat back. Take the right foot, step it all the way back on your yoga mat. Here's your lunge, breathe. Alignment, knee and ankle. Squeeze your inner thighs, make your legs firm. Now, anchor your back heel. And then here we go, Virabhadrasana B, warrior two. So if you need to practice that again, we went from the ball of the back foot, we anchored it, we kept our left knee deeply bent, and then you windmill up. Make sure your chest is fully facing the right, so my chest is parallel to these stars. You're going to inhale, straighten, and then I'd like you to bend. Twice more, please. Straighten. Bend. Last time, straighten. And then bend. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, spin to the ball of the back foot. So same thing you did before. Step it back to plank this time. So this is called a push-up position known as high plank in yoga. And then you're just gonna lift your hips to downward facing dog, bottom to the sky, gazing back to your toes. Let's drop our knees, walk the hands out, tops of your feet down as you sink down into child's pose. So hopefully this is accessible to you based on your low back and your knees. So be safe, try not to go too far if it's too much. And you can always put a pillow between your butt and your calf muscles as well to kind of sit on that pillow as you move to child's pose. Exhale to breathe out. And on your next breath, tabletop, hands and knees. Palms are underneath of your shoulders, so look at your alignment, shoulder bone, palm, hip, knee. And then inhale, sway. So stick out your bum. You should feel your ribs reaching down towards your yoga mat. Exhale, we round and we tuck our chin together. Inhale. And with a big smile, exhale, round your back. Just like your spine is rounding, let your cheeks round into that smile. Good, and then let's do one wrist stretch here. So you're gonna turn one hand around so the forearm faces forward. So this is working into the wrist and the forearm, and depending on how often you stretch your hands or how often you use your hands, this may or may not be acceptable. So try to work as hard as you can there. Exhale, turn your hand around. Sorry, Siri spoke to us. And then the other side, turn your hand around. Good. She can search the web faster than I can. One more full breath in. I guess that she's a robot. That makes sense. And then exhale, turn. Good. Have a seat on the mat. So you're going to come down to your bottom for the first time since we started. And I want you to allow your feet to touch. So this is called bound angle, where your knees go to the sides and your feet come together, okay? So in this pose, it's this idea of trying to get your knees down to the mat. So don't hike your feet all the way in so they almost touch your groin. Instead, keep your feet slightly forward and then sit up straight. Use your core. Good. Option one, you're here. You're great. You're beautiful. You'll feel that stretch plenty. Option two, hold onto your feet if you wish and then start to round the body forward. So think about easing into this action of folding into your bound angle. Making it this nice, smooth, lovely transition as you fold in. Hopefully finding some space in your low back, okay? So I'm just gonna pivot forward so I can be ready for what's next. So Baddha Konasana, 3 more breaths, and I'll kind of flip-flop between English and Sanskrit for you just so that you can learn the names of some of the poses. And then inhale, sit up nice and tall. Cross your ankles. This is known as easy pose, and it translates to Sukhasana, or not Sukhasana, sit up nice and tall. I just completely forgot the Sanskrit name of this as I was teaching it to you. Oh well, I'll remember it next time we do it. Raise your arms up to the sky. And then exhale, seated twist to the right. And then you're just gonna look over the right shoulder just like we did when we started class. So long, long spine, twist, twist, twist. And then inhale, arms to sky. And then exhale, seated twist to the left. Good. Try to sit down tall to sit up high and twist. Pavrita is your twist, so anything that involves a twist will have that word in front of it. Exhale, come back to center. Good. Lengthen the spine. And now walk your hands forward. You'll also know that many of the words end in asana, so that translates to pose. And seated is sukhasana. For some reason, as I was saying it, I was like, this is wrong, but it is correct. And so you'll hear asana, again, it's blank posture. Good, come all the way up on your inhale. And those are things that you can choose to remember or forget. And then bend your knees and plant your feet. And I want you to grab hold of your shins and try to sit up as tall as you can. So tailbone down, head up, spine super long. Exhale, relax your back when ready. Scooch forward. And then you're going to very gently use the strength of your spine and your core to slowly lower. So arms out in front of you. We're not on our backs yet. Take your time. 4, 3, 2, and then give me a nice landing at the bottom. Good job. I want you to go ahead and bring the right knee to your chest, so give it a big hug as your left leg extends forward. Good. Ekapada Apanasana, so single leg wind relieving pose. So the goal here is for the right thigh to hug in tightly to the right side of the ribs, to push on the right side of the digestive system, and try to stimulate some movement there if your tummy's feeling a little stuck, or maybe you just kind of need a little bit of pressure on your stomach. Exhale, right leg to sky, so maybe you hold the hamstring directly, avoid the knee and jump to the calf muscle, and then just try to tug your leg in as much as you feel comfortable. Take one more breath. Exhale, bring your right knee in tight, and then switch. So alternate sides, laying the right leg down. Hug left knee to chest as you push the right foot forward. And then push with the right foot. Remember, your right leg is flexed and the foot is in dorsal flexion, meaning the toes are pulling back towards your kneecap as your heel is pressing down and forward. Let's let our left leg straighten to the sky. And then above or below the knee, you tug it in. Good. Hug your left knee one last time for me, please, and then bring both knees to your chest. You're going to give yourself a giant hug. Even lift your head up and then rock from left to right. Feel that nice range of motion there, side to side. And then I want you to plant both of your feet on your yoga mat. We're going to move to bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana, where we start to elevate our hips to the sky using the strength of our legs and our feet. So please lay your hands next to your hips. And when you're ready, activate your legs and start to lift your hips towards the sky. Firm and tone the muscles in your stomach so that you can lift a little bit higher and really feel those legs activate here so you can find the strength in your legs as you lift. You're holding for 3. Try to think about lifting just a tad bit higher. 2. And then exhale the upper back, the low back, and then your bottom all the way down. Let's do that one more time. Keep your toes facing forward. Engage your leg muscles, press down, and then slowly rise. Inhale as you reach your hips up. Exhale as you hold onto the pose. That's where we start to firm the muscles and feel the energy in the legs, and then even create this small little back bend through the upper part of the chest. Take another big inhale. And then exhale the upper back, the low back, and then your bottom to the ground. Take your hands and just place them on your thighs. And I want you to try to straighten your arms into your legs, providing some traction in your low back for me. So you do that by really digging your hands into your thighs and pushing down into your feet. So it's almost like you've created space in your hip flexors. Now, widen your feet, so wider than they were, obviously, in our bridge pose. And just drop them right and then left. So find some nice movement from side to side. Gentle sensation of rocking. And then you're going to exhale, land in center. I invite you to find happy baby, so you're going to widen your knees to your armpits. Option 1, you can hold your hamstrings and kind of pull your knees down and your feet can stay up. Option 2, find your feet and then pull down, bringing your knees into your armpits. Your chest is lifting as you find this stretch and you're breathing quietly in and out. Holding 3. Low back is lengthening here for 2. And then on your next breath, as we close today's yoga practice, we're going to release our legs long on the mat. So allow the right leg to extend out and then the left. And then I just want you to close your eyes as you lay flat here. Let your palms be face up or down. And as we move into this short Shavasana together, noticing how breaking up your day with a yoga practice can feel so healthy and strong, or maybe starting or ending your day, and how your body responded to today's movement. I invite you and your body to feel good, relaxed, and still here as we take 3 more breaths together in this supine pose. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. One more time for me. Inhale. And exhale 3. Let's take the arms and reach them over the head for a big stretch. Open mouth, sigh. And then you're going to hug both knees to your chest. Squeeze them in tight. Acknowledge all the work you did today. And then gently come up to seated. So sit tall with me. Bring your hands to heart center and sit up tall with your spine long and close your eyes. I hope you learned something new today from your practice about your body and allowed your body to feel good and healthy. Until we practice together again next time, have a beautiful day. And as we bow forward together, Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing, and remember, if you ever have questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks, guys.